everyone. Welcome to Cloud9 Web3's channel. We're sitting here with President Sefton Fincham. Sefton, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty wonderful. So today I wanted to dive into you a little bit. Let's talk about your background, how you got involved. But yeah, just start off telling us about your previous experience.
Yeah, so I started my career in the film industry. I'm a film producer by trade. I started at a young age. I was about 18 when I moved to California. I worked down there for several years. I guess I would say my expertise was more on the finance side. I raised quite a decent amount of money for film over the years. I had a lot of learning lessons, a lot of experiences through that industry. You know, you're managing a lot of talent. You're managing a lot of different people on many different levels to come together to kind of a focal point where you're making a movie. So, you know, there's tons of different departments. There's financing, and then there's, you know, everybody else, and there's just multiple levels and layers to it. So learned a lot on that side of the fence. From there, I went on to move back. I moved back up to Canada, to Vancouver, started my own company up here where we started a film fund, and we did very, very well. Some of the individuals that got involved on my film fund were actually heavily in the small cap space. Mm-hmm. And so what I did is I felt there was a lot of crossover. Some of them really liked the expertise I was able to bring to the different deals that they were doing. And so I started to kind of dabble in the small cap space. I then partnered with an individual named Dave Bulland. He's a two-time Stanley Cup winner for the Chicago Blackhawks. We partnered and we put together a fund for specific kind of small cap deals. And we basically deployed close to $50 million into different deals over about a 2-year period. We did very well on it. One of the deals was actually CNI, and I just had this inclination towards a product that I had done, that I'd been involved with back in 2017. And so we ended up vending that product into CNI. That's how I kind of became, I knew the deal very well. And so at that time, we had felt it was a good opportunity for me to step in, kind of push the deal in the right direction with the Pubco side. And I guess that's the sparks notes of my past.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. So you started off in the film industry. So was there a specific type of film you like to work with the best?
I shot a film in Chicago called What They Had. It was with Blythe Danner, Hilary Swank, really great cast, Michael Shannon. It was just a really fun experience for me working with. It was a really unique project close to my heart. Mm-hmm. It was about Alzheimer's, and just a beautiful story. I don't know how it, you know, in my mind it was an award-winning movie, but as we know, there's a lot of award-winning movies that get made and they slip through the cracks. True. It was one of them, and it was a beautiful flick. I mean, if you get a chance, you should check it out. It's a movie about it's a hopeless romantic love story. It's like The Notebook meets an Alzheimer's story. So the Notebook is an Alzheimer's story too, but it's very similar, but it's different, and it's a lovely film. Also made a film in Vancouver up here in BC. With Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson, and that was more of a an action flick, and created quite a good bond with those actors and created relationships with them. So it was great guys, and great movie that we made.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like you got to meet some interesting people, and like I said, it seems like your heart was really in the industry, and then you kind of moved on to the small cap space and really got some wheels turning. All right, then. So how did you really get involved as the president of CNI? How did you wind up in that exact role? And then what do you do on the day-to-day with that role?
So the story kind of goes back to 2017. I had found this company down in Orange County, California, that I curated a relationship with the founder of. It was a very unique company. It utilized a VPN service to infiltrate someone's computer. It was obviously, I say infiltrate, but it was obviously, agreed upon by both parties. And it would utilize unused bandwidth to mine cryptocurrencies on the computer whilst offering a free VPN service to the client, to the user. So free VPN, you know, $10 a month type thing, but any unused bandwidth without slowing the computer down would be utilized to mine cryptocurrency. You know, cryptocurrency is an algorithm. To mine, it's just an algorithm. It's a mathematical equation. So it would utilize that to essentially mine cryptocurrencies on the computer. So I met this individual, and he was doing about 120,000 USD a month in profit. Yeah, when I met him. So you can imagine, you know, there was a pretty large scale conversation, and I made I made a deal with him where I wanted to bring it into a public company in Canada. And the market was so frothy at that time. It was 2017. Everything was going really well. And so what we did is we vended it into Victory Square Technologies. And from Victory Square Technologies, we then built out a couple other verticals within that space. And one vertical of that space was crypto mining and data centers. So we ended up building out a data center, and like everyone else, spent a fortune. And what happened next was the big crash happened, and we had expended millions and millions of dollars on these miners and whatnot, and it came back to kind of haunt us, and it really created a bit of a negative impact on the whole entire endeavor at that time. And I had always had this love for the mining side from the VPN software that we had developed and that we had acquired. So, you know, you fast forward multiple years, mid last year, I really had a light bulb moment where I said, you know, we had inclinations that the crypto market was going to come back on. And I said to a couple of guys, and including the CEO of Victory Square, I said, look, you know, if we had just stuck to this software driven opportunity, we would be in a place right now where it would be the phoenix that would rise from the ashes. You know, this is an opportunity where we basically had something that was not contingent on anything. It was like the Uber or Airbnb of cryptocurrency. You know, you're mining cryptocurrencies using someone else's computer, and they're not putting any money up. It's a very unique way of doing things because you cut the intimidation factor out. So it was something that I knew would have stabilized through any kind of storm. But at the end of the day, because of what happened, it created that kind of negative impact, and it ended up being sidelined. Fast forward, opportunity proposed itself last year where I said, look, guys, I want to, you know, resurrect this. I want to bring it back to life. I want to put it in a position where it can have the legs that it deserves. And in doing that, we found the opportunity with a couple of partners who had the pre-existing technology company at Cloud9, and we partnered with them and we vended it in. I had never had any intention of coming on as CEO or president, but you know, as things progressed, I realized that there was no one better for the job. So I ended up stepping in just because with the bankers and with anybody else in the industry, I had the most knowledge behind the company.
Fair. All right, man. Yeah, that's a big story. And you know, going all the way back, that the browser crypto mining kind of thing where you're just using a little bit of someone's CPU or GPU. That was wild. And it worked really well when it was across tons of computers, right? And that's the positive way to do it, how you guys did it. People keep in mind, some people did it through like viruses and stuff, and they would use that to mine off people's computers as well.
Absolutely.
People made millions of dollars, and if it was in Bitcoin, it was kind of traceable. But if it was in something like Monero, people couldn't touch it, right? So that's
Totally.
really cool that you guys found a way to do it as a service, right? Where you guys offered something in return, and now you wound up years later. You're here. You were right. The market once again exploded well beyond the heights. Back then, people would have called this the golden bull run compared to where things got to last time. So good to see you back up and running. All right, Sefton, I think you gave people a good overview of yourself, how you got involved. Is there anything else you want to add before we go today?
No, I mean, I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm excited to continue the conversation and keep you guys up to date on all the fun and exciting things we're up to.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yep, we'll get lots more videos. So everybody, please stay tuned. We'll talk about the industry. We'll answer any questions you guys have. We'll get some more exciting content out here for you. Sefton, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.